towards Martinez. Hinks in pretty much every game as that ball is down and in for a 2-0 count.
Yeah, but head coach Lyndon Coleman is not afraid to switch things up. If he sees an issue, he's willing to address it, and he's also just willing to put his players, maybe there's been an ask for a position. He wants to put these players in a position not only to win, but to be where they're most comfortable.
Hinks ahead 2-0 in the count. He's at short tonight, and he takes a strike on the inside corner. It's a righty on lefty matchup with Fink on second. Fink and Hinks here on the offensive for the Tom Sox. As Hinks lofts this one into right field, and that's going to sit down for a base hit. Nathan Fink on his horse around third. The play at the plate, and he is out. As Tom Sox get a little greedy looking to send the runner there, and that was a great throw from Jason Hodges, the right fielder. On the throw, after the single, Hinks goes to second. So Tom Sox still have a runner in scoring position, but one away and just had an opportunity to cut down.
Yeah, I think not with the most speed on this team, and with the way that ball was hit, kind of lofted. You're not sure if that ball's going to be caught or not. And when Hodges didn't catch it, he made an excellent throw, absolutely on the money. Luckily, we have Hinks on second, but yeah, as you mentioned, the Tom Sox aggressive on the base paths all year long. They're willing to take those chances, and sometimes they pay off. This time, did not.
That'll bring up Henry Ford out of the University of Virginia. Righty on righty matchup. Tom Sox down 2-0 after that outfield put out at the plate, and the first pitch misses upstairs 1-0.
And that does change the dynamic. No outs with runners on second and third with Ford up to the plate is a great position to be in. But we will see if they're able to recoup at least a run here.
Ford takes that one up and in. 2-0, another hitter's count. Hertzler has been known to issue some walks.
Yeah, the command has been the issue for Hertzler this year. So we'll see if the Tom Sox are able to take greater advantage of that.
2-0 pitch, nowhere close, down and in. 3-0, first base open here. And waiting on deck is the center fielder, David Wiley. The 3-0 misses downstairs, and it's a 4-pitch walk. Tom Sox have 2 men on with 1 away.
Yeah, Ford taking all the way there. 3-0 count with a pitcher that they must have done some reading up on, perhaps. Bat never leaves his shoulder. Ends up being the wise decision, as now the Tom Sox have runners on first and second here.
Wiley also out of Wofford, just like Bryce Martinez. Statham, Georgia native.
Wiley hitting .240 on the year tonight out in center field. Delivered a great throw in the first to hold a runner.
Batting with 1 away, takes a strike. Tom Sox down 2-0, but runners on first and second here in the bottom of the second. Calvin Alexander waits on deck. He's got home run power. Lots of home run power in this game between the two teams. The 0-1 to Wiley is called a strike at the letters, 0-2.
Wiley gets down in the count here early. He's going to have to see him battle back here. Advancing the runners in any way would be a bonus.
Catcher sets up outside. The 0-2 from Hertzler actually misses his spot, and it's foul tipped off of the equipment of the catcher, Mitchell Smith, so we'll do it again.
Home plate umpire giving the catcher Smith a little bit of time to readjust after that one. Maybe catches a finger, hits the glove wrong. It's just common courtesy between those two to help each other out on situations like that.
Yeah, and you'll see that when the ball goes off the umpire, too. The catcher will go out to say a word to his pitcher. You'll see that reciprocated. 0-2, 1 away. Runners on first and second to Wiley. Hertzler fires from the stretch. Wiley hits this one high to left field, going back, but the park's going to hold it. Castillo on the edge of the warning track makes the grab, and there's 2 away.
Wiley put a charge into that one, perhaps a little bit under it, and that is now 2 down for the Tom Sox here.
Here comes Calvin Alexander, catcher out of Florida Southwestern.
As you mentioned, home run power for Alexander, moving into the top upper echelon of home run hitters for the Tom Sox as a returning player here.
He bats Moises Alou style, no batting gloves. Of course, there was a way that Moises would toughen up his hands, but I'm not going to talk about it on air, as that one is up and in.
Probably for the best.
Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Tom Sox trail 2-0 here in the bottom of the second. 1-0 the count to KJ Alexander, the catcher. Hertzler fires, and that one misses downstairs. 2-0.
KJ out of Georgia Southwestern State University. On the rotation now we have 3 catchers. We have Alexander, of course, Salvi Alvarez, and Jacob Ferentz, who made his Tom Sox debut last night. And the first pitch he saw drove it dead center field for a home run, pretty much as hot as you can start for the Tom Sox. I was really impressed with his outing, but Coach Lyndon Coleman keeps these guys on a rotation, makes sure everyone gets their at-bats.
2-0 taking all the way is down the middle for a strike. Here's the 2-1 to Alexander, and that one is swung on and missed, 2-2. So good job there by Hertzler to battle back in the count, and he's 1 strike away from stranding a couple of Tom Sox runners.
Also useful to keep those catchers on a rotation, keep their legs fresh. It's a grueling defensive position in a hot Virginia summer league, of course.
2-2 the count. Hertzler looks in. Now he looks back to second. Time called. And I believe we have a pitch clock violation. That's going to count as a ball. So it's 3-2 is our new count.
Yeah, in the first inning, we saw Hertzler working with very quick pace here with a little bit of traffic on. Time gets away from him and ends up to the Tom Sox benefit.
So the runners will start here from first and second on a full count with 2 away. Alexander facing Hertzler. The pitcher looks in. From the stretch, he fires. Alexander hits that one on the ground. Foul. We'll do it again. The best hitters will, when there's a full count, they'll get maybe 5 or 6 foul balls before you can put them away. We'll see if Alexander is able to do that.
Call it an action pitch. Something's got to happen here.
Hertzler looks in, comes set at the letters. The runners go. The 3-2 is just upstairs to Alexander, and now that's a walk that'll load the bases for Garrett Spikes. A fan favorite here at CHO Airport Field, batting at the bottom of the lineup, and he's got a chance to dig into the lead, tie the game, or do even a little bit more than that here with 2 away in the second.
Yeah, Mr. Tom Sox, they call him, longest tenured member, absolute character. Saw him last night in Newmarket about 30 minutes before the game starts, just wandering through Newmarket on his way to an ice cream stand. Very interesting guy. Keeps the fun in baseball for sure.
Swings and misses at the first pitch. Now the second pitch comes in, and that's fouled off of Spikes' leg, and it's quickly 0-2. And when he's here in Charlottesville, he likes to hang out on the lawn at the University of Virginia.
His favorite part of Charlottesville, as he told our outstanding promotions team earlier in the season.
Yeah, that was here over the PA at the park. The crowd got a kick out of that one. At least we did here up in the press box.
Yeah.
But now he's facing an 0-2 count from Hertzler with the bases loaded. The pitch comes in. Spikes jumps out of the way on an inside pitch. That was actually closer than I thought it was going to be, and it's 1-2.
Spikes on that inside part of the batter's box. Here, with the bases loaded, even a hit by pitch cuts that lead in half. So
he is pretty far in on the batter's box. Facing a 1-2 count, Hertzler fires. That one is hit on the ground and through between first and second for a base hit. 1 run scores, and they are going to hold Aiden Teal at third. That was Hodges, who already had a guy gunned down at the plate this inning. So a good job there by Brian Worth, the third base coach. And the Tom Sox get on the board with a single from the 9-hole hitter, Garrett Spikes.
Yeah, B-Dub's not taking that same chance again. We've seen the arm from Hodges cut down Fink earlier in this game. But Spike's able to have that lead.
Time called now, and we're going to have a mound visit for Strasburg. There's nobody in the bullpen, so this will probably be a strategy discussion as the Tom Sox have now turned their lineup over. Leadoff man Kyle Edwards comes to the plate. So it'll be the second time through the order, and now the base is loaded. 2 away, Tom Sox with a run home, cutting this lead in half.
Edwards is who you want coming to the plate for the Tom Sox here last night in Newmarket. He was another player who went deep, drove a ball to deep right center field for a home run in that victory. So you're comfortable with him up at the plate, one of the team leaders in average, as they talk it over on the mound.
Once again, nobody in the bullpen. As an old school banger from an old school movie over the PA. Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F. As the mound visit is over, conference charge to the Express. So the Tom Sox, with 1 run in here in this inning, an RBI single from Garrett Spikes. If you remember, it started with a double off the bat of Nathan Fink. He was thrown out at home after a hit from Connor Hinks, and now warp ahead 4 batters, and Tom Sox with 2 away here in the bottom of the second. Trail 2-1 after an RBI single from Garrett Spikes as the first pitch to Edwards misses up top. It's 1-0.
I've seen a couple of those breaking pitches from Hertzler miss on the upper half of the strike zone, and that's something he's got to be careful with these Tom Sox hitters, because you miss a couple inches lower, and that ball could be smoked as Edwards smokes one down the right field line foul.
Yeah, that one should have come with a disclaimer. That was a pretty hard hit foul ball into the crowd there. 1-1, the count. Seems like Edwards it doesn't matter where he hits the ball. He's always hitting it hard.
Yeah, he's going to put a charge into it.
Even if it's right at a fielder. The 1-1 to the man from Old Dominion is hit not very hard on the ground. Scooped up at third base by O'Shaughnessy. And the throw is in time, and he stayed on the bag. Tom Sox dugout thought that the first baseman, Woody, was pulled off the base, but our base umpire, Anthony Nardelli, disagrees. And that's the end of the bottom of the second inning. But the Tom Sox get a run across. Garrett Spikes with an RBI single, and it's now 2-1 in favor of Strasburg as we go to the third here on Tom Sox TV. To the third we go. Tom Sox trail 2-1 to Strasburg. Lieutenant Carney, Jacob Tisdale here with you from the booth at CHO Airport Field. Mike Eggert out for inning number 3 as the Tom Sox bats got going in the bottom of the second inning.
Yeah, we saw Eggert struggle in the first, regained his composure in the second, worked very quickly through that inning, and we'll look for more of that here.
And this is the man who opened the scoring for Strasburg with a solo home run in the first, Michael O'Shaughnessy. Taking a strike from Eggert, and it's 0-1.
As you mentioned, O'Shaughnessy launched one over the right field fence in the second batter that Eggert faced.
It was a rainbow with a pot of gold at the end of it for the man O'Shaughnessy, who fouls this one down the first base side, 0-2. Should be playing for Notre Dame with a name like that. The 0-2 is just upstairs, 1 and 2. Of course, plenty of Notre Dame flavor in the Tom Sox lineup and in the dugout.
Oh, yeah.
That was a previous Tom Sox weekly story from a couple weeks ago. The 1-2 is a swing and a miss, strike 3. Alexander's going to have to field it and throw it down to first. He does that, and there's one away.
That strikeout was sponsored by Weather Bank and Trust. Visit cbtcares.com. Batting for Strasburg is catcher number 25, Mitchell Smith.
Now to bring up Mitchell Smith, the catcher, who reached on an error the first time, so he's officially 0 for 1. Back in the first inning, hit one to Garrett Spikes in left, who Spikes couldn't quite judge the ball correctly, and it went by him, but Spikes atoning for that in the bottom of the second with an RBI single as the first pitch misses inside.
See the shadows begin to creep in over CHO Airport Field. Spikes now in the shadows of Charlottesville High School, so hopefully something that will not impact him again, but the sun again still shining down on center and right.
2-0 the count now. That one is hit in the air, center field. And Wiley backing up about 5 feet short of the warning track, bags it for out number 2.
Batting for Strasburg, left fielder number 1, Victor Castillo.
Ball driven pretty well, but an out is an out, regardless of how long. And that will bring around Victor Castillo.
He has the other RBI for Strasburg in this ball game with a double to right center back in the first inning. First pitch from Eggert misses outside. It's 1-0. Eggert winds up, delivers, misses again outside, 2-0. So yeah, I would say the field is about 33% shadows, 60%, 66% sun as the 2-0 misses just outside.
Eggert brings that one closer to the plate, apparently just off.
The 3-0 taking all the way. That one catches the outer half for strike 1.
Yeah, he's been looking for the spot. 4 pitches in a row, finds it in the 3-1 count now.
Now Eggert working quickly, and he misses outside with the 3-1, and it's a 2-out base on balls issued, his second of the game.
Batting for Strasburg, center fielder number
Yeah,
30.
not a bad guy to put on, especially down in the count with Castillo. High average, high power. He'll add another walk to his now 25 on the season. Really an all-around player, Castillo.
That'll bring up Ben Williams. The Richmond, Virginia native plays collegiately at Radford, and he takes a strike over the outside corner 0-1. Castillo been on base both times he's appeared at the plate, double and a walk. He's on first with 2 away as the 0-1 bounces in the dirt for ball 1. And it's 1-1. Small lead off first for Castillo. Eggert from the stretch. A foul tip that Alexander can't quite handle. It's 1-2.
Eggert in the perhaps more comfortable righty-on-righty matchup here. Locating well in this inning, aside from the walk granted.
And he's pitching from the sun into the shadows into the batter's box. The 1-2, Eggert looks in, kicks, fires. That one is spoiled. Hit foul back to the screen.
That's what he's looking for with those pitches on these outside corners. Alexander set up outside there. You want something that you're not able to put your full body into. You throw your arms on the outside pitch, and you're unable to really put a charge into the ball as you'd like to. We'll see if he goes back to it here as Alexander sets up outside again.
The 1-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. And Eggert strands the runner on first following the 2-out walk. So the Tom Sox still trail 2-1, but Mike Eggert has been pitching a lot better here in these last 2 innings. To the bottom of the third we go. Strasburg 2, Charlottesville 1 here on Tom Sox TV. to the bottom of the third here at CHO Airport Field. Bryce Martinez leading off for the Tom Sox 2, 3, and 4 as they trail 2-1 to the Express here on a Saturday night in Charlottesville. Tom Sox winners over Newmarket yesterday on the road. Facing Hertzler, Noah Hertzler, who steams the first pitch in. Hit on the ground to short. Fielded, ranging over. Nice job by Anthony LaSala, and the throw over to Woody at first. Nice stretch. And they beat Martinez by half a step for out number 1.
Martinez hoping to influence that call a little bit, crossing first, waving his arms for a safe call that he does not receive there. Really strong play from LaSala, who's made a few already in this game, and that will bring up Aiden Teal.
Yeah, it might not even be a half a step, maybe a quarter of a step. That's probably one of those where if this were the college regular season, we're going to the monitor. But one away here for the 3-hole hitter, Aiden Teal. He was a strikeout victim his first time at the plate. Then he takes a strike over the outer half. Aiden Teal out of the University of Virginia, of course. Seems like we've had 56 players from UVA come through this Tom Sox program over the years as the 0-1 is inside and gets past the catcher 1-1.
Yeah, Teal familiar with Charlottesville, certainly. And see him take the pitch here.
Swings and misses, 1-2.
And one thing I appreciate having watched both Teal brothers is they don't hold anything back on their swings. We saw in the first inning Teal losing his bat on a wild hack there. You see the Teal brothers lose their helmets quite frequently on the base paths. They leave it all out there. They put everything on the field.
And unfortunately, Aiden Teal suffers the same fate as he did in the first inning, going down swinging again, and there's 2 away for the Tom Sox here in inning number 3. So Nathan Fink comes to the plate. He had a double to get that mini rally started in the second.
Fink hitting .317 on the season. He's got power, a very versatile player. Again, line that double to start off the scoring for, or perhaps not the scoring as he was cut down, to start off the offense for the Tom Sox here.
First pitch is a ball to Fink, and now second pitch is upstairs, 2-0. With 2 away and the base is empty, Strasburg with a 2-1 advantage here in the bottom of the third. Both their runs came in the first inning. The 2-0 to Fink, he can't catch up to a fastball, and it swings and misses strike 1.
Saw Hertzler there shake off the catcher a number of times there, making sure it's the pitch that he wants to throw. And the smart decision there as he gets him cutting on a pitch down and inside.
Nathan Fink wearing D'Angelo Hall's number 23. Swings and misses at that one. Now it's 2-2. Of course, I think there's another famous athlete who wore number 23. Blanking on the guy's name, though.
Yeah, there's been a few.
Count is even, 2-2. 2 away, base is empty. And a called third strike on the outside corner gets the Express out of the inning. 1-2-3 go the Tom Sox here in the bottom half. Fink didn't like the call there, and he goes back to the dugout after a scoreless bottom of the third. We'll go to the fourth. The score, the Express 2, Tom Sox 1 here on Tom Sox TV. Luke Ned Carney, Jacob Tisdale, back here with you at CHO Airport Field. Top of the fourth inning about to commence here as the Strasburg Express hold a 2-1 lead over the Tom Sox. Jason Hodges, the right fielder, who is the difference in this ball game right now after throwing out Nathan Fink at the plate in the second inning. As Hodges takes a strike from Mike Eggert, who's out there for inning number 4. St. John, Indiana native is Hodges, just outside Chicago. A little south of Gary, Indiana, as that one is called a strike.
It's been nice to see Eggert settle in here after that shaky first inning. He's shown a lot of fortitude, able to battle back after a rough start, and he's looked back to his normal self here in these previous 2 innings.
Misses high with that one. It's 1-2. Now Eggert, as the shadows have creeped over more of the field here at CHO Airport Field, and that one is hit sharply up the middle, but Eggert able to stop it like a hockey goalie, gloving a puck, and runs over and underhands it to Edwards at first, 1 away.
Now 2 plays off the mound for Eggert. Great reaction time on those hoppers up the middle. Saves his middle infielders a lot of trouble on those. I'm sure they're appreciative. And that's a quick out for Mike Eggert here.
That'll bring up Anthony LaSala, the shortstop, who grounded out to second base his first time at the plate. First pitch is a ball. The 1-0 from Eggert. Hit in the air. Shallow right field, but it's going to be the second baseman, Martinez, who glides out and calls everybody off and makes the grab for out number 2.
That ball hit just onto the line of shadows overtaking CHO Airport Field here as we are mostly in the dark. Right field still catching a little bit of sun out there.
Second baseman Cade Parker now up for the Express. He flew out to center field the first time at the plate. A native of one of the most famous spring break destinations in the world, Panama City Beach, Florida, as he takes the ball inside. 1-0. The 1-0 is hit foul down the right field side, and it's 1-1 now.
See a lot of players in baseball now rocking the flow. You rarely see some ginger flow out here, which Cade Parker is providing.
Parker can't hold up on that off-speed pitch. Check swing, yes he did, to 1-2. He's got the red leaf lettuce out there, as the kids are saying these days.
Yeah.
Base is empty, 2 away. Eggert, who's got some hair himself flowing out the back of his cap, paints the outer half, and that is a called third strike as the Express go down 1-2-3 once again. So Mike Eggert has not given up a hit since the first inning as the Tom Sox still trail 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the fourth. This is Tom Sox TV. So it's turned into a bit of a pitcher's duel here at CHO Airport Field as Noah Hertzler comes out for inning number 4. And Mike Eggert's settled down well for the Tom Sox. We'll see if Hertzler can settle in after that single run given up in the second.
Yeah, Eggert here matching his season high in innings dating back to his last appearance against the Waynesboro Generals, in which he also went 4. It'll be interesting to see the kind of leash that Coach Lyndon Coleman gives him, or whether he'll turn to a bullpen that's been excellent all year. Valley Baseball league leaders in ERA.
First batter for the Tom Sox here in the bottom of the fourth is Connor Hinks, the shortstop, who hits this one opposite field in the air down the left field line, and that will be up in the air enough for Castillo to glide over and make the grab about 5 feet to the right of the line in fair territory. That's out number one.
Hertzler also getting in deeper than he typically does. If he completes this fourth inning, it will also match his season high of 4 innings, in which he recorded his first win of the season against the Covington Lumberjacks.
Henry Ford comes up for the Tom Sox. He drew a walk his first time at the plate, and he takes a ball 1-0. Tom Sox trail 2-1. Solo home run from Michael O'Shaughnessy and an RBI double from Castillo in the first inning for Strasburg, as this one is chopped to third. And the aforementioned O'Shaughnessy gloves it, makes a tough throw over to first. Good job by the first baseman, Woody, who's small for a first baseman, coming over and keeping his foot on the bag, and that's out number 2.
Yeah, Reese Woody over there had a couple of difficult throws to handle, but able to make the stretches, keep the foot on bag just as long as he needs to before being pulled off there. And that'll be 2 down for the Tom Sox here.
And now David Wiley, the center fielder. First 2 batters for the Tom Sox have gone down quietly here in the bottom of the fourth in a 2-1 ball game. Wiley takes the ball down and out, 1-0. Wiley, one of 2 Wofford Terriers in the lineup tonight, along with Bryce Martinez.
We don't have many as good nicknames.
In the batting order, I should say, if you count the pitcher Mike Eggert as that pitch is called a strike. 1-1.
Wiley sees that ball a little bit up, a little bit outside, catches the black there, according to home plate umpire. So that one gets by.
2-1 now the count. Greg John calling the balls and strikes tonight. Base is empty. Tom Sox trail 2-1. On deck is Calvin Alexander, and Garrett Spikes is in the hole. He's got the only RBI for the Tom Sox tonight, back in the second inning. Here's the 2-1 to Wiley, and that one is hit right back up the middle for a single, as the Wiley veteran for the Tom Sox keeps the inning going.
Yeah, he stung that ball right up the middle. Pitcher Hertzler unable to react, as it's not glove side for him, and that'll be a 2-out base runner for the Tom Sox here.
Calvin Alexander digs in out of Georgia Southwestern. And one swing of the bat could change fortunes here for the Tom Sox. Facing Hertzler for the second time is dancing off the bag is Wiley and inducing a throw over to first, not in time.
Wiley with 9 of the Tom Sox stolen bases this year. Got some speed, maybe trying to get into Hertzler's head a little bit as he faces Alexander with the power. Getting to second here would be big. Takes the pressure off of Alexander, makes any base knock through a threat to score.
First pitch is a ball. Now the 1-0 with a runner on first and 2 away here in the fourth. And that one just misses. I'm not sure where it was, but it was out of the strike zone. And it's 2-0.
Hertzler shaking off once again.
Hitters count for the 8-hole hitter Alexander. As the Tom Sox have some guys up and kind of getting loose in the bullpen. Nobody throwing in earnest right now as the runner takes off from first, as Wiley is going to be thrown out at second base. Pitch was called a ball, but it doesn't matter, as that's going to be the end of the inning. And the Tom Sox have a runner gunned down on the base paths. So they get a 2-out base hit, but can't do anything with it. And as we go to the 5th inning here on Tom Sox TV, the score remains 2-1. To the fifth we go. Strasburg's trying to snatch some momentum as they threw out David Wiley at second base as he tried to steal to thwart a potential Tom Sox two-out rally. And Mike Eggert back out onto the hill for inning number 5 as the Express have the 9-hole hitter Chase Ingram up at the plate to lead things off. Ingram also a right-handed pitcher and first baseman. Takes a ball just outside.
Is one of the joys of the Valley Baseball League is coaches do give their two-way players a chance to shine on both ends. We see that with our own Garrett Spikes, who grabbed a couple of innings in relief in Newmarket earlier this week.
The 1-0 is inside, 2-0. Native of Pleasant Hill, California. Hometown of Tom Hanks, who was born and spent his early childhood years there. Of course, portraying one of my favorite film characters of all time, Forrest Gump, as that pitch is fouled out of play, 2-1.
Eggert here now eclipsing his season high in innings here, going out into the 5th.
Another foul ball from Ingram toward the Tom Sox bullpen and out of play.
That foul ball was sponsored by Taylor's Auto Body.
Ingram plays collegiately at UAB. As the Strasburg bullpen remains quiet, so looks like it'll be Hertzler again out there for the bottom of the 5th as the 2-2 misses downstairs, 3-2. And now there is somebody actually throwing for the Tom Sox in the bullpen, a left-hander.
Eggert with the pitch count up to 61 now.
The payoff with nobody out. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And it's a good start for the top of the 5th here for the Tom Sox on a strikeout.
Batting for Strasburg, the first baseman, number 19, Reese Woody.
So for the third time here in tonight's game, Reese Woody, the first baseman, comes to the plate. George Mason University. George Mason, the alma mater of the original Tom Sox media intern, Zach Hamilton, here in 2018. As I always say, Zach Hamilton walked so all y'all could run as the first pitch fouled back. He and Julius Stumball were a team of 2.
Hold on, there was a third one there.
As that one is out or on the outside corner for strike 1 or strike 2, 0-2.
Crawford was there.
And Crawford Humphreys joining later that year, and Crawford spilling into 2019. The 0-2 is upstairs.
Eggert looking for some sort of breaking pitch there, just loses his grip, lets it fly. Luckily up in the count. You get a couple of those.
With one away, the 1-2 is in the dirt, 2-2. Base is empty. Eggert delivers. That one is hit on the ground to Edwards at first base. Edwards calls off the pitcher Eggert and takes it himself 3 unassisted, and there's 2 away.
Edwards with the backhand there. You see his glove. We've seen it at short, able to make a play there. Calls off Eggert. You can see solo unassisted put out there.
I mean, grounded out to his own position, did Woody.
He gives up a home run, put a Photoshop of him.
That'll bring up Michael O'Shaughnessy, who has a solo home run in this game. And also a strikeout as he fouls that one out of play. 0-1. His solo home run came in the first inning to right field. One of 2 runs for Strasburg in the top of the first. O'Shaughnessy is out of Davidson, a program that's produced many Tom Sox players as well.
None of them since 2021, though. 2022.
So that one is outside.
Just missed the plate there.
1-1 the count now from Eggert. He fires. This one is hit pretty well in the air, tailing into left center field, but it's going to be playable for David Wiley, who comes over to the right and puts it away for out number 3. So Mike Eggert continues to pitch well here in these middle innings. The Tom Sox defense has answered the bell. We'll see if the offense can get anything more going in the bottom of the 5th. It's 2-1 Strasburg here on Tom Sox TV. Luton Head Carney, Jacob Tisdale here with you at CHO Airport Field. Good ball game going on between the Strasburg Express and the Charlottesville Tom Sox. The Tom Sox trail 2-1 as they come to bat in the bottom of the fifth. 8-9-1. Calvin Alexander will lead things off. And Jake, he was cut down, or he was at bat when David Wiley was cut down stealing in the last inning.
It's now two instances where the Tom Sox have been bit in the butt a little bit by this aggressive base running strategy here. The base runners have been on. The traffic hasn't been an issue, but just getting them across is something that we're going to be looking for.
Alexander takes a strike. Tom Sox are out hitting Strasburg 4-2 in this ball game. The Express don't have a hit since the first inning. The 0-1 is downstairs for a ball, 1-1. Garrett Spikes is on deck. He has the Tom Sox RBI today. Grounder through first and second for an RBI single back in the second inning, and Alexander takes the ball 2-1.
Between both of these pitchers, we've seen them just pounding this outside corner out there to varying results.
I can say hello to the Alexander family. They're regular listeners here on Tom Sox TV as Calvin takes the ball just outside, 3-1. Batting without batting gloves. Facing Hertzler, the 3-1. He looks in and misses down and out, and the Tom Sox have their leadoff runner on here in the bottom of the fifth. So that is KJ's second walk of the day. He has yet to register an official at-bat, but he's been on base twice.
Number 1, Garrett Spikes.
And now the lawn dweller himself, Garrett Spikes, batting in the 9-hole. He does use batting gloves out of the University of Georgia, and he squares around a bunt, pops it up, but luckily it fouls back into the screen. 0-1 the count. He's a native of Lawrenceville, Georgia, which is where the Gwinnett Stripers, AAA affiliate of the Atlanta Braves, play their home games. Of course, some people I know like to add a second P to that team's name.
Yeah, on that bunt attempt, you're looking to get the barrel of the bat on or above the ball there as he squares again.
Gets a good one down. That's going to get Calvin over to second base, and the throw gets away from Reese Woody. So the Tom Sox are going to have everybody safe, and Alexander advances over to third on the error, so that puts runners at first and second here in the bottom of the fifth with the top of the order coming to the plate.
Head coach Lyndon Coleman not afraid to turn to small ball, and that pays off wonderfully as that was an excellent bunt down the first base line there for Spikes, who's contributed in a number of ways now.
That ball just died there on the grass. It looked like a Wimbledon drop shot there from Novak Djokovic, who just lost to Carlos Alcaraz.
So
changing of the guard.
The soft hands there, able to catch the ball with the barrel there.
And now Edwards squares around a bunt, gets it down, but it's going to roll foul toward the Tom Sox dugout. We've seen this a lot from the Tom Sox this year. They'll pick their spots as to when to start doing this, but first and third, nobody out. Time called now by Strasburg.
Yeah, the Express now, their defense, it's clear they're going to be challenged this inning, so they're probably going to run over the bunt plays, talk about situational approaches to this.
I don't see a coach out there. This is just the Strasburg catcher and infield and pitcher having this strategy discussion as Kyle Edwards is facing an 0-1 count following the foul ball on the bunt attempt with nobody out, runners on first and third here for the Tom Sox. It's Alexander on third and Spikes on first.
Okay, we've got the speed of Spikes and the speed of Edwards, so you're going to have to make a good choice here if the ball comes your way on another bunt.
How about that trust in your team there from J.C. Sanner? He doesn't even go out to the mound. That was a players-only meeting, if you will, for the
closed door, if you will.
Edwards squares around on the 0-1. Now he pulls back and hits it in the air to left field. It's on a line, and it's going to drop in front of Castillo for a base hit. That ball didn't carry nearly as much as I thought it was going to. Thought it was going to be a sac fly, but it's an RBI single instead, and the Tom Sox have evened this one up at 2 apiece. It's a new ball game.
Edwards knotting that up. That's a really impressive piece of hitting. Not only does he hit a soft liner out to left field, but does so after squaring to bunt initially. That's a lot of practice hand coordination there to get all the way out, back, and then out again. Really strong hitting for Edwards, who's done that all season for the Tom Sox. And we've got a brand new ball game here as the score is now knotted up at 2-2.
The Express has gotten the bullpen going. It's Kyle Lewis, the right-hander out of Christopher Newport University, getting loose out there. For the Tom Sox, it's Yordani Carmona, a lefty, out there throwing. So we might see him in the next inning for Charlottesville, but we've got some more business here to get to in the bottom of the 5th. Squaring around to bunt is Martinez. He pulls it back. Stealing was Garrett Spikes. He slides into third base safely. I don't know how he beat that throw. And then behind him, Edwards gets to second, so 2 men in scoring position. The pitch was called a ball, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, that might have been something that they were discussing in that mound huddle there, sort of like a stunt play from the catcher. Throw catches Spikes behind him, but he's able to convert, and then really conscious, great awareness from Kyle Edwards to grab that second base.
Another bunt by Martinez. This one is fouled behind the umpire, and it's 1-1. Yeah, Spike's a pretty tall guy, too, lanky dude with long arms, and got his hand in there under the tag, so credit him for the awareness there. 1-1 the count to Bryce Martinez, runners on second and third. Still nobody out in a 2-2 ball game, bottom of the 5th.
And we've got the corners for the Express pulled way in here, trying to prevent another instance of small ball here. Be interesting to see if he squares again.
Pitch inside 2-1 now to Martinez. He's 0 for 2 today. Fly out and a ground out. 2-1 the count. It's a fastball, and it's reached for and hit high in the air, foul down the right side.
Excuse me, not just the corners, the middle infielders as well pulled way in, which can prevent those plays way in. But, you know, a sharp ground ball is much more difficult to glove in these positions. Interesting them hold here with 2 strikes, the bunt unlikely.
The 2-2. The kick, the delivery from Hertzler is hit on the ground, too short, gobbled up, and the runner at second, Edwards, took off. Now they throw it to home. Mitchell Williams coming up and tagging Garrett Spikes out. I should say Mitchell Smith tags Garrett Spikes out. Edwards stays put at third. Spikes a little bit upset as he comes off the field. And then the batter runner, Martinez, gets all the way to second. So a bit of a wacky play there, and things end status quo as now runners still on second and third for the Tom Sox.
And fortunate for Strasburg, with those infielders pulled in, that ball just hit right to the shortstop. Ends up being a stroke of genius, really, for them as they're able to keep the runner from advancing to home. At the very least, Martinez reaches second, though. You've got second and third with 1 out. Difficult position there for Garrett Spikes, as advancing would get him there, but the runner coming behind him left him no choice.
So Aiden Teal, the designated hitter, takes the ball. Still 2-2 here in this bottom of the 5th inning. Tom Sox with a run across, thanks to an RBI single from Kyle Edwards, who now stands on third base. New ball given to the pitcher. Kyle Lewis continues to warm up for Strasburg in the bullpen. The 1-0 to Teal, righty on lefty matchup. Hit on the ground to third. Gobbled up by O'Shaughnessy. Same situation. Edwards is going to be tagged out on the baseline between third and short. And running back to second base and diving there safely is Bryce Martinez, as the batter Teal makes it to first base. Another fielder's choice. And that eliminates the Tom Sox runner in scoring position.
Yeah, some at best shaky base running decisions here from the Tom Sox. See Martinez get a couple feet from third there, decides to turn around. Very fortunate there's no throw as he retreats to second there. And the Express will have one more meeting, as it looks like Hertzler's night is done.
Yeah, we're going to have a pitching change, and Kyle Lewis is going to come in for the Strasburg Express in a 2-2 ball game. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, runners on first and second. And he will be facing Nathan Fink of the Tom Sox when we return here on Tom Sox TV. Our first reliever of the game comes in the form of right-hander from Strasburg, Kyle Lewis. He's out of Leesburg, Virginia. Christopher Newport University. And Jake, not a whole lot of sample size for Kyle here on the mound.
Yeah, just 2 appearances so far with the Express. One of those just recording 1 out, getting a save, and his next outing coming the next day against the Stanton Braves as he went 3 innings. Yielded 2 runs, 1 earned off 3 hits. Recorded 5 strikeouts in those innings. Yeah, not a ton of tape on this guy, but apparently able to record that save against the River Bandits, and we'll see what he's able to do here with the runners on first and second for the Tom Sox.
This inning began with a leadoff walk to KJ Alexander. He came around to score on an RBI single from Kyle Edwards. And then the last 2 plays have been kind of different, kind of the same, as grounders to short and then to third, each cutting down a runner on the base path between third and short. And if you go back to the early innings of this ball game, Tom Sox have had a runner thrown out at first in the second inning too, and the score could look a lot different.
Yeah, it really could. There's a lot of what ifs you can do here, but for the Tom Sox, you're just hoping to put those behind you, just wisen up on the base paths and make the most of the people you've got out there. Couple of difficult situations where on third base you see that grounder. Your instinct is to take off and score that run, but with the infield pinched in, just hasn't been possible these past 2 at-bats.
So the first batter Lewis will face is Nathan Fink, who's got a double and a strikeout on his ledger thus far tonight. First and second for the Tom Sox, 2 away. Fink the cleanup man. Righty on righty matchup with Kyle Lewis. Martinez dancing off of second, Teal dancing off of first.
Yeah, with the
first pitch misses outside.
With the new pitcher in, trying to take a little bit of the focus off of the batter here, get in his head, dance around a little bit. If he's thinking about you and not the batter at the plate, that can be an advantage.
The 1-0 to Fink is off the plate again, 2-0, as diving back into first base is Teal, and of course with his helmet off of his head in true Teal fashion.
Yeah, Smith with the pump back to first there. Probably not intending to throw it, but just trying to keep these guys honest out there.
2-0 the count, 2 on, 2 out. 2-2 our score in the 5th. Fink swings and hits this one into left, but Castillo coming in, and he will make the out, or make the grab for out number 3. So a loud end to the inning here in the bottom of the 5th, but the Tom Sox get the run across, and they tie this ball game at 2 as we go to the 6th here on Tom Sox TV. New pitcher into the game for the Tom Sox as we go to the 6th inning. Left-hander out of St. Thomas University, Yordani Carmona, his 3rd appearance of the season, native of Hialeah, Florida. And Mike Eggert, Jake, pitched 5 really, really solid innings for the Tom Sox.
Yeah, he showed a lot of fortitude out there, able to put the mistakes of the first inning behind him, and really pulled it together in his last 4 innings there. Just racking up strikeouts, locating his pitches, doing what he needed to do to keep the Tom Sox in this game. And now we see the score tied as Jordani Carmona enters the game. He's got 3.2 innings on the season in 2 appearances, recorded 1 win with a 4.9 ERA.
And he'll face the heart of the Strasburg order here in the 6th. Mitchell Smith, the catcher, comes to the plate. Reached on an error on a solidly hit ball in the first inning and flied out to center in the 3rd. He takes a ball to start. The 1-0 from Carmona catches the outside corner, strike 1.
Yeah, he'll look to continue the work of Eggert here. Nathan Schwartz, our very own, with the excellent tweet. He had 4 goose eggs, as Nathan called them, in those last 4 innings, not failing to allow Strasburg failing to record a hit in those last 4.
The 1-1 is sprayed foul out of play, and you've heard Nathan countless times here this summer on Tom Sox TV. Check him out on the latest episode of Tom Sox Weekly as well, as that one is looped into left center field for a leadoff single, and the Express has its first base runner on here in the 6th inning. It's their first hit since the 1st, by the way.
Batting for Strasburg, left fielder number 1, Victor Castillo.
I'm going to bring up Victor Castillo, who has an RBI double. Wearing number 1, which is what Garrett Spikes wears for the Tom Sox. Spikes with an RBI single tonight. But a runner on and nobody out in a lefty-on-lefty matchup as Carmona fires, and that one misses upstairs.
Just be looking for Carmona to find himself out there, find a little bit of feel. It's tough to be plugged into these teams late in the season, still getting familiar with all the catchers on a rotation. Get uncomfortable in these new batteries that you form, but there's time here for him to settle in and really get comfortable ahead of a sort of unprecedented Valley Baseball League playoff stretch. Still unsure how that will look for the Tom Sox, who currently sit at the 2nd seed, Strasburg at number 3.
1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. Now the 1-1 is downstairs, 2-1, with a runner on first and nobody out here in the top of the 6th. Tom Sox tied the game with an RBI single from Kyle Edwards in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the 2-1, misses outside. Hitters count now to Castillo, the cleanup man. The 3-1 misses just inside, and now Strasburg with its first 2 runners on here in the 6th.
Yeah, Carmona finding himself in a quick hole here, and with the power of this Strasburg lineup, he's going to have to demonstrate some grit here to work through this.
Here's 5-hole hitter Ben Williams, the center fielder, out of Radford. He's flied out and struck out tonight, and he tries to bunt, but it hangs up in the air, and storming into foul territory to make the grab is Henry Ford. So a big out there recorded by the Tom Sox for out number 1, and the runners will not advance.
A barrel of that bat just underneath the pitch there. Easy out there, and Strasburg trying to take a page out of Coach Lyndon Coleman's book. Use the small ball approach to make something happen out there. Backfires for them this time, as that's 1 away.
Here comes right fielder Jason Hodges, who had an outfield assist at home back in the 2nd inning, and that's why the score is what it is right now, and not in favor of the Tom Sox. The first pitch is downstairs for a ball. Carmona, his 3rd appearance for the Tom Sox this season. 1-0 the count to Hodges. The kick, the delivery, upstairs for a ball.
Hodges, a senior out of Bethune-Cookman College. Big presence in the box, stands in at 6'3", native of St. John, Indiana.
Bethune-Cookman located in Daytona Beach, so this summer heat not a real problem for him, I would assume, as that one's fouled back out of play.
As the evening progresses, we've got the lights at CHO Airport Field now fully lit. It's a beautiful night for baseball.
Yeah, great crowd here, too. 2-1 the count. That one is hit off the fists on a line and snared by Hinks at short on a spearing attempt. He tries to throw back to Martinez at second to cut down the runner to no avail, but still a great play in the field. So the Tom Sox get a couple of big outs here, and there's 2 away.
That's just an outstanding grab from Hinks. Does it all across the infield there. Looks comfortable out there at shortstop. Sells out, as you said, just flares the glove out there, meets the pocket, and an impressive attempt to get the runner at second there as he was unsure whether it was hauled in or not. Able to get back. But
it'll be up to Anthony LaSala now out of pit, who fouls the first pitch back. He's the shortstop, and he's 0 for 2 today. Runners on first and second. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. 2-2 ball game here at CHO Airport Field. 0-1 the count. Strasburg got their first 2 runners on here in the top of the 6th as Carmona looks to work out of the jam. Giordani fires and misses downstairs. Another left-hander in the bullpen for the Tom Sox. Strasburg's bullpen currently quiet. We assume it will be Kyle Lewis again coming out for the bottom of the 6th. The 1-1 with runners on first and second misses upstairs.
Again, a lot of what-ifs in this game, and if that ball is just a couple of inches further left, who knows what the score of this game looks like right now.
The 2-1 misses outside. Now a hitter's count with a couple men on base. Cade Parker, the second baseman, waits on deck. He is also 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout. Carmona kicks, fires, and that pitch called a strike at the letters. LaSala thought he had drawn a walk.
Yeah, LaSala was ready to go ahead and trot on down to first, load up the bases. But that pitch catches the top half of the zone there.
This will get the merry-go-round going on a 3-2 pitch with 2 away here in the top of the 6th. Runners on first and second. Carmona kicks, fires, and that pitch misses inside as the runners go. And the base is loaded now with 2 outs.
Yeah, not a bad spot there. Just missed, didn't get the batter to bite there, and that will bring around Cade Parker, who, as you mentioned, 0 for 2 on the evening. But he does have substantial power with those 5 home runs this season.
Parker's out of Georgia Southern, who 2 years ago hosted a NCAA regional as a 1 seed, fell to Notre Dame as the first pitch catches the outside corner for a strike.
It's a good feeling to get out ahead there with the pressure on you. Runners on every base there. Got to be glad to catch that outside corner, get the call there.
2-2 our score, 2 outs as Parker takes a curveball inside. Good job there by KJ Alexander to keep that one in front of him.
Alexander's defense really impresses me. You hear the term brick wall thrown around. He's really a brick wall back there, able to use his body, make sure nothing gets past. Extremely big here with the runner on third.
Brick, great term in baseball, not so much in basketball, as that one upstairs for ball 2. And you don't want to lose him here if you're Carmona in a 2-2 ball game where runs have been at a premium.
Yeah, as he falls behind here, there is a certain level of trust that he has to show in his defense. Locate a pitch, put it in the zone. And we've seen the flashes of leather so far as that one's past him.
Alexander, no chance on that one, and the run comes home as Carmona doesn't even make it to the plate in time to cover, and now Strasburg leads 3-2 on a wild pitch. And the count now at 3-1.
If you bury it, then Alexander's got a good chance to block that one up. But that one high and outside, he takes a stab at it off the glove. Might have been more beneficial had it just gone past him. Got a little bit of a ricochet there, but that ball just dies behind the plate, and the run comes across.
3-1 is hit on the ground by Parker, but just foul. It got past the first baseman Edwards, but wrong side of the bag, and will do a payoff pitch with runners on second and third.
Boy, that would have been a
I think Parker actually broke his bat. Sorry, Jacob.
a highly influential hit there had that been just a few feet into fair territory.
So he'll get a new stick, and Tom Sox need to get out of this inning without giving up any further damage. You do have a base empty.
Yet another full count here for Carmona.
3-2 our score. Strasburg now in front. And the payoff misses downstairs, and the base is reloaded now for the Express, who have the 9-hole hitter Chase Ingram coming to the plate.
Now a 26-pitch appearance for Carmona in one inning.
Time called by Lyndon Coleman. I think he's made the signal already.
Tough outing for Carmona there. With the 2 outs, runners on first and second, for a minute, looked like he had a chance to work through that jam, but just getting behind with the diligence of the Strasburg offense here, not a position you want to be in, as it looks like Hayden Smith will be entering the game for the Tom Sox here.
All right, we'll take a quick break and tell you about Smith on the other side. 3-2, Express in front, bases loaded, 2 away when we return here on Tom Sox TV. Back at CHO Airport Field, Luke Ned Carney, Jacob Tisdale here with you as Strasburg Express have crept ahead 3-2 here in the top of the 6th. Another pitching change for the Tom Sox. And what do we have on Hayden Smith?
Hayden Smith has appeared in 6 Tom Sox games this season. He's got 11.2 innings, 9 strikeouts in those, 8 walks. He's been tagged with 2 losses so far with a 5.4 ERA. In half of his appearances, they've been scoreless, but in the other 3, he has given up 2, 3, and 2. So a bit of a hit or miss situation here, but Smith coming in with 2 outs, looking to just get a quick strikeout or chopper or something and keep the Tom Sox in this game.
He faces a righty, Chase Ingram, the designated hitter, as the Express has the bases loaded. First pitch from Hayden Smith catches the outside corner for a strike. Oh, and 1 the count, 2 away, bases full. Strasburg up 3-2, getting their first hit and their first run this inning since the first inning, and that one is hit in the air to right center field. It's going to get down and roll into the gap for at least 2 runs, and they'll hold the runner at first, and now he's going to take off for second as the throw comes home to Alexander. So the Express plate 2 more runs on a 2 RBI single from the 9-hole hitter Chase Ingram, and now a healthy-looking lead for Strasburg.
Yeah, those runs will be attributed to Yordani Carmona as Smith entered in relief for him, but that ball just stung out into the right center gap, allows 2 to score easily, and then the throw home allowing excuse me, Ingram to advance to second.
First pitch to the leadoff hitter, Reese Woody, is now outside, and that one is a 1-0 count. 2 away now. 3 runs here for the Express in this top of the third inning. Just 2 hits. As the second pitch called a strike over the outside corner, as the Strasburg first base coach has to hustle back to the dugout to give somebody some equipment.
Yeah, it's not just the players giving it their all out there. It's the whole Strasburg operation.
The 1-1 misses downstairs. It's 2-1.
And for Smith, that's just a difficult position to be put in. You really feel the pressure. It's a tight ball game, bases loaded, and if you're not completely warm and ready to go, then it's difficult.
The 2-1 is sprayed foul the opposite way toward the Strasburg dugout, and it's now 2-2. Second and third, our situation. 2 away, 2-2. Express with a 5-2 lead. Smith rocks, fires. It's a curveball, and good job spoiling it there by Reese Woody. It fouls it back, and it's 2-2 again.
A lot of break on that pitch there. As you said, excellent job by Woody just to get a piece of it, stay alive in here.
Another 2-2 pitch coming, lefty on lefty matchup, and another foul ball out of play, and we'll do it one more time.
As a first base coach takes off, showing the wheels, get back into position there.
And if Smith throws one more strike, he's just going to have to run right back to the dugout. From the windup, the kick, the delivery, it's a curveball and another foul ball, and the aforementioned first base coach almost makes a great barehanded play, but it rolls back to the Tom Sox bullpen.
They're asking a lot of them out there, unable to rein that one in, but a valiant effort nonetheless.
As a matter of fact, I believe it's a player, Gavin Lill, number 35, who's out there coaching first base for the Express. The 2-2 is hit off the fist, another foul ball, so good piece of hitting as an Express player makes a grab in the dugout.
Concessions stand for a prize.
Runners on second and third. Here's Woody against Smith. Lefty on lefty. Curveball hit on a line over short. That's going to get down for another base hit. Spikes, scoops it up, throws it in. The throw to the plate is in time on the second runner, so only one run will score and the inning will end. But it's a 4th run for Strasburg as Garrett Spikes throws out Chase Ingram at the plate. Tag put down by Alexander, and the Tom Sox will get out of the inning. But a 4 spot from the Strasburg Express as they wrestle control of this ball game in the top of the 6th inning. To the bottom half we go. This is Tom Sox TV. To the bottom of the 6th we go here at CHO Airport Field. It is a new ball game, and not in the way the Tom Sox wanted. The Express lead now 6-2 after the Tom Sox tied it up in the bottom of the 5th inning, and now the Tom Sox will have 5, 6, and 7 coming to the plate against Kyle Lewis, who put out the fire in the bottom of the 5th, and now is the pitcher of record with his team with a 4-run lead.
Yeah, we see 2 different pitchers coming into difficult situations, with Lewis able to neutralize the Tom Sox there. Hayden Smith not as lucky as 4 runs come across in his .1 inning outing.
Hinks, who singled back in the second inning, scored one of the team's 2 runs tonight on an RBI single from Garrett Spikes, takes a ball upstairs.
I know I'm not lying when I say it.
Hinks from the University of Notre Dame, who finished 11th in the ACC this season. The 1-0 misses upstairs.
Made an outstanding grab at short in the previous half inning. Maybe able to hold Strasburg back from doing even more damage than they were able to with that stabbing catch at shortstop.
The 2-0 misses upstairs. These two teams met in the 2017 Valley Baseball League Championship Series, won by the Tom Sox. And then again in 2021, again won by the Tom Sox. Pardon me, make that 2019. As the pitch is just downstairs. And a 4-pitch walk for the Tom Sox to start the inning.
Batting for your Tom Sox, the third baseman, number 5, Henry Ford.
Tom Sox, of course, beating Woodstock 2-0 in the final series last year to win the Jim Lineweaver Cup for the 3rd time in team history. And now Henry Ford comes to the plate. Double play depth now for the Strasburg infield. They lead 6-2. Lewis fires, and that pitch is over for a strike.
Don't say my name in vain.
Lewis, a native of Leesburg, Virginia, plays at Christopher Newport. Steams that one in, and it's fouled back to the right side, 0-2.
Ball was sponsored by Taylor's Auto Body.
And yeah, you mentioned the playoff history between these two teams. Again, as we are unclear on the playoff picture this year due to a ton of weather cancellations, postponements, it could again be the case that these teams meet down the line as they are among the top teams in the standings in the Valley Baseball League.
0-2 called a ball downstairs. It's 1-2 in a 4-run ball game. Runner on first, nobody out.
True, that was a failed promotion.
Righty on righty matchup as Lewis kicks, fires. That one is golfed foul, out of play.
You would have beat them all.
That ball was sponsored by Greenwood Homes.
Those numbers are not.
Yeah, with 2 strikes, anything close. Good job by Ford to get a piece of that, get his hands down, stay alive here.
From the stretch, Lewis throws back to first. Not in time.
Ford began the season at a blistering pace, coming out, just demonstrating the power as an incoming freshman at the University of Virginia. As he pops that one.
On a 1-2 pitch, it's into short. Well, actually, it's not even going to get into right field. It's going to stay over the infield as the second baseman, Cade Parker, makes the grab right on the lip of the grass, and that's out number 1.
Batting for your Tom Sox center fielder, number 19, David Wiley.
Tom Sox starting to run out of outs here. One away, bottom of the 6th. David Wiley to the plate. Tom Sox have 6 hits as a team tonight. Wiley's got 1 of them. It was a single. Lewis from the stretch, another pickoff throw to first.
Yeah, as we get later into this game, the outs start slipping away, and with a more substantial lead, a 4-run lead now for Strasburg, the small ball not as effective to get the Tom Sox back in this game, where they're going to have to rely on barrels.
Wiley, home run cut there, but he just barely makes contact and fouls it back 0-1. Express scored 2 in the first. Tom Sox answered with 1 in the bottom of the second. Tied it up in the 5th. And then a 4 spot. It's like Ghostface came out of the closet for the Tom Sox there in the top of the 6th. As the 0-1 is called a ball, 1-1.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of opening action, a bit of I won't say that on the broadcast, actually.
We had a home run. Oh, we had a home run, the second batter of the game.
Yeah.
As the 1-1 misses, it's 2-1. You know, in the Scream movies, they start right off with somebody getting slashed, and it's kind of like what happened here. Tom Sox were down a run before most people could even settle into their seats. Another pickoff throw. They're really paying a lot of attention to the runner on first over there. That being
Connor
Hinks,
I believe.
yeah.
Yes.
After the forward pop out.
Hinks with 4 stolen bases.
2-1 comes inside, and Wiley kind of swung. He swung, and it hit the knob of the bat. Foul. 2-2.
Yeah, sometimes with those pitches up and in, you're trained to get out of the way, but it's a defensive thing to do to get the ball away from you there as that ball grabs the knob.
2-2 with 1 away. Lewis kicks, misses upstairs, 3-2. Tom Sox need all the base runners they can get. As waiting on deck is Calvin Alexander, who wouldn't be able to tie the game with 1 swing, but he would be able to make the score look a little bit better.
Could bring him back into range here.
Wiley puts a charge into this one, deep center field. Going back and on the lip of the warning track, making the grab, is Ben Williams. So one center fielder flies out to the other, and there's 2 away here for Calvin Alexander with a runner on.
You saw Williams tracking back on that ball, and he never stopped. He was moving back the entire time. Really well struck by Wiley there, just unfortunately a few yards short of what the Tom Sox would have needed to get back into this ball game.
Williams been a busy man in center field tonight. Call him hardworking Ben. As KJ Alexander digs in, the 8-hole hitter and the catcher for the Tom Sox tonight. And he takes a strike at the knees.
Those windows really need to get washed. Ben is gone until
Hinks the runner on first. 0-1 the count to Alexander as Garrett Spikes waits on deck. Tom Sox trail by 4 in the 6th. The 0-1. Breaking ball just inside.
Strong take there from Alexander, the Tom Sox veteran.
Another one of those guys who's been here multiple years. This is his 2nd season in Charlottesville. And he swings and misses 1-2.
Has the Valley League championship pedigree. Doesn't let the moments get to him. Been there before for him.
The guy that's been there and done that for these Tom Sox. The 1-2 is just fouled back, and good job there by KJ to spoil that one. Of course, the actual Mr. Tom Sox waits on deck, Garrett Spikes, who's in his 3rd season here in Charlottesville. A mantle he wrestled away from Kyle Edwards when he jumped in here in the middle of the season.
He wasn't willing to let go of that title just yet, and he's been a valuable contributor, working into the starting lineup once again, playing a little bit out in the outfield, getting some innings on the mound. A wily base runner.
The 1-2 is upstairs, 2-2 to Alexander with 2 away and a runner on first. Kirby McMullen, another guy who has worn the Mr. Tom Sox mantle in years past. Jake Allen, another guy who is... Jake Allen was the original Mr. Tom Sox.
Jack Morris is the OG Mr. Tom Sox. 81 games.
Jack Morris as well, playing in 81 games for the Tom Sox as the 2-2. Check swing. Didn't go. Now the count runs full 3-2, and this will get the runners Hinks started from first.
Yeah, as these guys are assigned out into their Valley League homes, some of them take that literally and make Charlottesville a bit of a summer home for them. Garrett Spike's doing that, KJ as well.
The payoff pitch, runner takes off, and KJ hits this one a mile in the air. It's going to get out of play, foul behind the home plate. And we'll do it again. Of course, we've also had players coming from VCU and such who have taken classes on campus and then come here to play at night. So
That's what Aiden Teal's doing.
all kinds of different ways you can do it here in the Valley League.
Whatever works.
Stepping off is Lewis. 3-2 the count. Bullpens are quiet for both teams.
18 promo.
6-2 our score, Strasburg in front. The kick, the delivery as the runner takes off. Alexander puts this one in play. It's a mile in the air over the infield. Not going to get very far. The catcher and the pitcher fighting over it, and nobody comes up with it.
Just a failure to communicate there as that ball drops into no man's land. Usually, the third baseman has the right to come charge in there and call that. Not positioned well enough to get in there comfortably and make that call, and the ball drops in, and we have Garrett Spikes as the Tom Sox have a breath of life, a little bit of a gift from the Strasburg Express here.
First and third now for the Tom Sox, as that error is officially going to be charged to the catcher, Mitchell Smith. And I got to figure if the pitcher just stays out of the way on that one, Smith bags it pretty easily, but the error does go down against the catcher. So Tom Sox inning continues for Garrett Spikes, who swings out of his shoes on that one and misses 0-1.
Yeah, he's ready to make a difference here, get the Tom Sox back into this game.
Can be found perusing the fine restaurants at the corner of the University of Virginia and catching some rays on the lawn as he hits this one on a line, but directly at the second baseman, Cade Parker, who barely even has to move for out number 3. So Spikes makes good contact, but it goes right at a Strasburg fielder, and the score remains 6-2 as we head to the 7th inning. This is Tom Sox TV. To the 7th inning we go. Strasburg 6, the Tom Sox 2, as Hayden Cook will look to make sure the deficit doesn't get any bigger here in the late innings at CHO Airport Field. Luke Ned-Carney, Jacob Tisdale here with you, and some good news came down for us earlier this week as the Washington Commanders no longer owned by Dan Snyder. We had to work that into the broadcast some way, somehow tonight.
As two seasoned fans, very comfortable with disappointment out of our NFL franchise. It's a new day.
Of course, Nathan Schwartz. Nathan Schwartz, who you hear a lot on Tom Sox TV, also a big Washington football fan, as the first batter for Strasburg here in the 7th inning is Michael O'Shaughnessy, who's got a solo home run to his credit, and then struck out and flied out to center. Foul ball, 0-1 to start this AB.
Coach Lyndon Coleman allowing Hayden Smith to return to the mound obviously placed him in a very difficult situation in the previous inning, in which 4 came across. He came in bases loaded with 2 outs, and you know what broke loose, I suppose. But he's back out there, hoping to limit the damage here and give the Tom Sox a couple more chances at the plate.
Nice breaking ball leads to an 0-2 count, and now a swing and a miss on the 0-2. Alexander's got to play it on the hop and throw it down to first, but he does. Edwards gloves for out number 1. And we have just been informed that Logan Griffith is getting loose in the bullpen for the Strasburg Express, a right-hander. Mitchell Smith, the 3-hole hitter, the catcher, coming up for Strasburg. He's officially 1 for 3, but he's been on base twice, reached on an error and hit a single, sandwiched around a fly out to center field, and he takes a ball up and in. 1-0 the count now with the bases empty, one away. There's a swing on a fastball, and that one got a good piece of Calvin Alexander, and home plate umpire Greg John will walk the ball out to Hayden Smith and give KJ a minute as he has his mask up over his head.
Referred to him as the brick wall earlier, just has to absorb that one off the face mask. KJ's tough back there. He can hang with anything, and he's right back in possession, ready to get back to work.
Oh, a little Smith on Smith action here with the bases empty in the top of the 7th. One away. A little 1-1. Is called a strike on the inside corner. 1-2 now the count. Tom Sox down by 4. Strasburg didn't get a hit in innings 2 through 5, but exploded for 4 in the 6th as Mitchell Smith hits a single off of Hayden Smith through the infield between third and short, and the Express has a 1-out base runner.
Mitchell Smith just winning the battle of the Smiths there. I want to give some credit to the Charlottesville home crowd here, sticking with the team. They're ready to see a rally should one present itself here. Again, the highest recorded attendance for the Tom Sox this season, and they're not going away. They're ready to see their team fight.
Victor Castillo swings and misses at the first pitch from Smith. He has been on base every time at the plate so far. Walked twice, and back in the first he had an RBI double to make it 2-0. 0-1. The kick, the delivery, misses downstairs. Runner takes off after Alexander had to keep that one in the dirt, but no throw down to second, and now Strasburg has a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, KJ had the footwork down there, was ready to come up, use his momentum moving forward to gun down that runner. Ball just slips out of his fingertips there, and now Strasburg, as you said, has a runner in scoring position here.
2-1 the count now as that one misses upstairs. One away here in the 7th. That ball is swung on and hit on the ground. Martinez makes a backhanded play in front of the second base bag and wings it over to Edwards at first for the out. The runner moves up 90 feet to second or to third base from second, and now there are 2 away.
Really difficult play there by Martinez as all your momentum moving away from first base. He's playing way deep back there. Very difficult play. But he's able to go against his momentum, make the throw over to Edwards, and get 2 outs now with the runner on third.
That'll bring up center fielder Ben Williams. 0 for 3 on the evening. A fly out, a strikeout, and then a pop out on a bunt. He's ahead now 1-0 with the runner on third. If that pitch is downstairs from Smith. Smith misses upstairs with that one. Now it's 2-0. Hitters count now. The 2-0 misses downstairs.
Yeah, it's tough when you fall behind there. You want to find the zone, but you don't want to give him something he can drive with that runner on third. You're in a difficult situation there. And count now at 3-0.
Smith kicks, delivers, and misses outside. So first and third now with 2 away for the Express, with right fielder Jason Hodges coming to the plate. And Hodges, if you recall, had that line drive that was picked out of the air by Connor Hinks back in the 6th inning. And boy, if Hinks doesn't make that play, maybe the 6th inning is still going on for Strasburg.
Hodges also with the defensive contribution earlier in the game, cutting down Nathan Fink at home plate. Some runs that could mean a lot. And you know, you think back to those earlier innings as the Tom Sox threatened with runners in scoring position, those back-to-back grounders where the runners on third were caught. You know, those runs now.
First pitch called a strike. The second pitch is a ball. Runner takes off from first. Throw down to second is close, but not in time as Martinez got the tag down, but the runner, Williams, diving in safely. And now it's 1-1 with runners on second and third for Strasburg.
It's an impressive steal with the lefty pitcher eyeing you on first base, but Williams just able to time that up and put himself in scoring position now.
1-1 the count. And now that misses downstairs, 2-1. Hodges walked in the first inning, grounded out to the pitcher in the fourth, and then flew out in the sixth. Or I should say lined out to Hinks as he swings and foul tips that one into the mid of KJ Alexander. 2-2
across the board here.
Deuce is wild, including the Tom Sox run output. Here in the top of the seventh. The 2-2 from Smith misses upstairs. Another 3-2 count.
Seen a lot of full counts out of both these Tom Sox relievers tonight. Running up the pitch count, the extending innings, perhaps longer than they'd like to here.
Payoff pitch, spoiled foul by Hodges. Good job for him to get that one out of play.
That foul ball was sponsored by Carter Bank and Trust.
And we'll do it again.
Second and third, 2 away, 6-2 Strasburg in front here in the top of the seventh. The kick, the delivery from Smith, another foul ball off the fists.
That foul ball was sponsored by Taylor's Auto Body.
Hodges ready to put anything close in play and just extend this lead for the Strasburg Express. Grab some insurance here.
From the stretch, lefty on righty matchup. Smith kicks and another foul ball.
And that foul ball was sponsored by Greenwood Homes.
This will be the 9th pitch of the AB upcoming.
And these are strong pitches by Smith and can be a bit frustrating sometimes when all the pressure's on you to execute. You do it again and again and are not rewarded.
The payoff upstairs for ball 4, and no immediate harm done, though it does load the bases again. And nowhere to put this next batter. La Sala.
Now with the bases loaded, Smith going to have to put some faith in his defense here. You can't pitch around these guys, as a walk would lead to another run here. He's going to have to find the zone.
Tom Sox already down by 4. That one upstairs for ball 1. Still nobody throwing in the bullpen for the Tom Sox.
No relation to Petey LaSala, by the way.
And we're told that Anthony LaSala is no relation to Petey LaSala. As time called, Lyndon Coleman ambling out to the mound. I mean, there's nobody throwing, so I can't imagine this is going to be a pitching change. But,
Bit of a pep talk here.
yeah, with the bases loaded and a 1-0 count, nowhere to put this runner. Tom Sox on the highway to the danger zone, if you are a Top Gun fan.
Yeah, this talk for Smith, also just making sure that the infield, the defensive alignment, everyone knows where they're heading with the ball in each situation.
There's the Boston Red Sox with a 5-3 lead over the New York Mets in the bottom of the 7th at Fenway. Of course, winners today already were the Baltimore Orioles, 6-5 over the Rays, to claim first place in a big game at Tropicana Field tomorrow to culminate that 4-game series for Baltimore. Nationals ahead 10-1 over the Giants as well in D.C. as we resume live action here at CHO Airport Field, and the first pitch from Smith after the mound visit is right over for a strike. We'll have some Valley Baseball League scores next half inning for you. The 1-1 is hit in the air, right side, foul territory. Will it be playable for Edwards? He loses his hat, doubles back, and makes the grab for out number 3. So the Tom Sox strand 3 express runners on the bases, but they have some ground to make up as we stretch here at CHO Airport Field. 6-2, Strasburg in front. This is Tom Sox TV. Kyle Lewis back out to the mound for the Strasburg Express as they lead 6-2 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. We just stretched, and now we'll check the Valley League scoreboard with Jacob Tisdale. Jacob, what do you got?
Already final, we have the Culpeper Cavaliers with a victory over Covington 9-5, and the Winchester Royals took home a victory today in 5 innings, 3-2 over the Waynesboro Generals. Around the league, still in action, the Front Royal Cardinals are out ahead of the Stanton Braves by 10 runs with a 13-3 lead. In the top of the 6th, we've got Strasburg leading us, of course. We've got Woodstock leading 6-3 over the Harrisonburg Turks, who are the number 1 seed in the Valley League. Consequential game there. Newmarket leading 4-2 over Percival, and Covington in that doubleheader looking to split that, leading 7-1 over the Culpeper Cavaliers.
All right, thanks a lot, Jacob. And Kyle Edwards leads things off for the Tom Sox here in the bottom of the 7th inning with a 4-run deficit. Swings and misses at the first pitch from Kyle Lewis. So we had Smith on Smith last inning. We'll have Kyle on Kyle here to open the bottom of the 7th as Kyle Edwards fouls that pitch back 0-2.
That town ball was sponsored by Kroger Bank and Trust.
Edwards, 2 ground outs and a single. That single drove in a run. That was the last time the Tom Sox offense was heard from back in the 5th inning. 0-2 the count. Lewis goes from the stretch, and that one fouled back almost to the same spot.
What's up, squad? Oh, yes, me too.
0-2 again. Nobody on, nobody out. Leadoff hitter in the bottom of the 7th. Lewis delivers, and that one bounces in the dirt for ball 1.
Lewis, 1.1 innings so far, has not allowed a hit, no runs. Just 1 walk so far, no strikeouts, but he's doing a very serviceable job out there with a comfortable lead.
1-2 the count. Swing and a miss, strike 3 as Edwards fishes on the inside pitch and comes up empty, 1 away.
That ball just came in on his hands, never really had a chance at it. Really strong execution from Lewis on the mound there.
I know that wasn't a screwball, but it had the movement of it in there. Probably a hard 2-seamer, but that ball looked like it moved toward Edwards as he swung and missed, and that'll bring up Bryce Martinez.
Definitely wasn't where he saw it when he initiated the swing.
Nobody on, 1 out, as Martinez can't hold up on the first pitch, 0-1. He's flied out, grounded out, and hit into a fielder's choice back in that 5th inning where the Tom Sox played it a run to tie the score, but really could have gotten more than that. Some good defense by Strasburg thwarting that threat. The 0-1, swing and a miss, strike 2.
As a pitcher, that's when you know you're really executing to your highest potential, is when you have those waves out there. The hitters aren't comfortable in the box, and you see there Martinez with a big hack as well. If they're not able to connect on either of those types of swings, then you're really doing an excellent job out there on the mound.
The 0-2 is fouled out of play. Good job by Martinez to stay alive as Aiden Teal is on the on-deck circle. We'll see if we see any late inning substitutions from either team here in this ball game. Bottom of the 7th, Strasburg 6, Charlottesville 2. 1 away, base is empty. The kick, the delivery from Kyle Lewis. Breaking ball stays upstairs, 1-2.
And Lewis working with that 12-6 curveball. Not too much side to side on it. It's just dropping straight down there. Saw him workshopping it as he warmed up in between innings.
The 1-2 with the bases empty. That's upstairs again.
Those types of pitches, if you are an enjoyer of MLB The Show, just really difficult to see. So I can only imagine in practice having to put those balls into play.
And we all know the video game is exactly the same as doing it in real life.
Oh, yeah.
As that one gets by the catcher, and I think it got the left foot of our home plate umpire, Greg John, who is going to take a stroll here as the catcher, Mitchell Smith, will walk out to the mound. And it's going to be 3-2 with 1 out and nobody on when we get our next pitch. And Mr. John is ready to go as the meeting on the mound breaks up.
See the catcher Smith grabbing some chalk, or rosin, I suppose. Making sure he can secure the next ones. Keep him away from umpire Greg John back there.
Tom Sox need base runners here at bottom of the 7th. They trail by 4. Kyle Lewis looks in, kicks, fires a fastball, and Martinez swing and a miss on a ball way off the plate. That's out number 2 as Martinez whispers a piece of advice in the ear of next hitter Aiden Teal, who comes to the plate. He's probably saying, look out for those breaking pitches.
Oh, yeah. It's tough when you've got the up and down movement, the side-to-side movement. Lewis firing on all cylinders here, keeping the top of the Tom Sox lineup really guessing out there. They're not sure what's coming, and seen a couple of waves, a couple of big hacks, and resulting in 2 outs.
Maybe the MVP of the game for Strasburg is Kyle Lewis here, coming in and putting out the fire. And there's a swing and a miss from Teal on that first pitch, 0-1.
Teal looking to kickstart a 2-out rally here.
The 0-1 from Lewis stays upstairs and outside. One and 1, 2 away, base is empty. Aiden Teal, who is 0 for 3 today, puts a charge into this one. It's in foul territory over toward the Tom Sox bullpen, and the right fielder Hodges gives chase but can't catch up to it, so it's just a long strike, 1 and 2.
And the Tom Sox bullpen surely doing him no favors over there.
Your shoes untied.
Yeah.
All the classics.
Wouldn't be surprised if 1 or 2 of them tried to call him off there maybe.
I think don't mess up is another fun one to say. One and 2 the count now to Teal out of UVA. Lewis from Christopher Newport kicks, fires, misses upstairs. Looking to strike out the side is Kyle Lewis, the Strasburg reliever. Two and two, 2 away, nobody on base. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Lewis does just that, fanning the Tom Sox side in order as they go down, and their deficit remains 4 runs. We go to the 8th here at CHO Airport Field. 6-2, Strasburg in front. This is Tom Sox TV. To the 8th we go. Strasburg 6, Charlottesville 2, as Hayden Smith back out for the Tom Sox, looking to make sure the deficit doesn't get any higher here. It's Cade Parker, 8-9-1 coming up for Strasburg here in the 8th. Parker drew a big walk and scored a run back in the 6th, part of that 4-run 6th for Strasburg as he takes a pitch over the inner half for a strike. Tom Sox will hit the road for a long one tomorrow, all the way up to Winchester. Of course, they split a doubleheader with the Royals here back on July 9th, and a swing and a miss 0-2. You are not going to that one, right?
There's been some dispute about the schedule. I don't believe that one falls under my responsibilities, but you never know. It's always a new adventure with the Tom Sox every day.
The 0-2 called third strike on Parker. He's upset with the call, but that one was right over the outer half, painting the black, as that would make Mick Jagger proud, and there's 0-1. There's one out, I should say, here in this eighth. Of course, at Winchester last year, Garrett Spikes remembers that place fondly because they actually had a sign on their press box saying, "No spikes," meaning cleats. But Garrett Spikes saw that sign and had one of his best games of the year up there last season. So wonder if they still have that sign up on the press box.
An act of protest, perhaps.
On the side of the dugout, too.
First pitch is swung on and missed by Chase Ingram, who had an RBI single in the sixth, and now he takes a curveball for a strike.
Smith with a lot of sweeping action on his curveball there, able to drop that one in beautifully.
The 0-2 with one away, swung on and missed. It gets by Alexander. He's going to have to hustle to get it, and he can't pick it up cleanly. So the runner advances to first on this quote-unquote strikeout. It gets scored as a strikeout, but not an out, and it's still one out and a runner on first.
Smith with an inning and 2/3 now. His pitch count up to 43. He's got, he's got 3 strikeouts now, 2 walks, 3 hits given up. No earned runs, though he came in as 4 were scored. Those are all attributed to Yordani Carmona.
Leadoff hitter now as the lineup turns over again. Reese Woody, the first baseman, takes a ball, 1-0. Express up 6-2. That 4-run sixth inning was the difference here. As that pitch called a strike, 1-1. Tom Sox bullpen is quiet. Runner on first, 1 out. Lazy throw over to first just to keep the runner honest. The 1-1 lefty on lefty matchup called a strike. Out of St. Augustine, Florida, is Reese Woody, the first baseman. The 1-2 blocked by Alexander. It's called a ball, and the throw goes into center field as the runner was taking off. So no more advancement, but runner safe at second.
Smith seemed to have a sense that steal was coming there. Ultimately, ball bounces past second base as he's able to advance.
So the count is 2-2 to the man from St. Augustine, Florida, hometown of the head ball coach himself, Steve Spurrier, who coached Florida and South Carolina in college, and of course, who were then known as the Washington Redskins for 2 years. As a swing and a miss, strike 3, and out number 2 recorded. Good job there, high heat by Smith to get the swing and a miss.
Yeah. Again, difficult, though, for Smith as, he records the quote-unquote strikeout. That could have been out number 3 in the inning. Instead, he's faced with a runner in scoring position now.
And he's got to contend with Michael O'Shaughnessy, who's already gone deep here once in this game. Feels like ages ago. Back in the first inning to open the scoring as the first pitch called a ball in a lefty-on-lefty matchup.
O'Shaughnessy, as mentioned, does it all. 3.04 average among the team leaders in ERA.
Fastball.
Stroked his 4th home run in the first inning.
Fastball misses upstairs. It's 2-0. Just a solo shot, but he got all of it as the right fielder for the Tom Sox. Nathan Fink kind of gave it that courtesy look. Knew it was sailing over his head. The 2-0 up and in, ball 3.
Tom Sox could use a couple of those as we head down into the stretch. Last night with 2 home runs in Newmarket.
The 3-0 right over for a strike. Waiting on deck for the Express is Mitchell Smith, the catcher. 3-1 the count. Runner on second, 2 away. Strasburg by 4. And the 3-1 misses upstairs for a walk, and now first and second with 2 outs for Mitchell Smith, who already has a base hit to his credit. He's actually two singles. He's hit both of them his last 2 times at the plate for a 2-for-4 evening. Also reached on an error back in the first.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier, but both Carmona and Smith, these at-bats are long. Their pitch count's rising. Smith now at 54 pitches in just 2 innings. And that can be draining if you're out there on the mound. It doesn't feel like much game is passing, but time is passing. Your energy's waning as that ball is absolutely ripped.
Into left center field. Going back, Spikes and Wiley as Garrett Spikes makes the grab for out number 3. I couldn't quite see. He looks like he had dropped it or was just kind of dilly-dallying back there, but it does drop into the glove of Garrett Spikes as he calls off David Wiley for out number 3. So the Tom Sox escape without giving up any further damage, but they still trail by 4 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. This is Tom Sox TV. To the bottom of the 8th we go, and Strasburg goes to the bullpen again. Logan Griffith, a sidewinder wearing number 7, heads to the mound, and he's been a busy man for Strasburg this season.
Yeah, he's got 7 appearances so far, 15 and 2/3 innings pitched. 17 strikeouts in those, 9 walks, 21 hits. Has a 2-0 record as he's recorded wins against the River Bandits and the Generals. That 8.04 ERA, interesting. But you talk about arm slots. It's always difficult. Righty, lefty, higher, lower release point. But here with the righty side armor here, that's just another difficult angle for the Tom Sox to adjust to.
And he steams in a strike over the outer half to Nathan Fink to start this bottom of the 8th.
Nate, be glad that there's no NASCAR racing on today.
0-1 the count. Tom Sox trail by 4 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. As a 4-run 6th inning by the Strasburg Express is the difference in this ball game. Fink takes the 0-1 downstairs. Griffith fires, and actually that's a misnomer as he took a lot off that pitch on a changeup and swung on and missed by Fink, strike 2.
Fink thought the same as he's caught way out in front there. Ends up being a little bit of an elevated changeup, but fools him nonetheless.
The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Logan Griffith with a strong start on the mound for Strasburg. And the Tom Sox have 5 outs remaining in this ball game.
Can feel the clock sort of ticking on these Tom Sox here. Heading into the latter half of their lineup in crunch time, as it were.
It's 4 straight swinging strikeouts by Tom Sox batters going back to last inning where Kyle Lewis struck out the side. And variations on a theme, Connor Hinks unable to catch up to that fastball, 0-1. The 0-1 to Hinks. Over the outer half, strike 2. And Logan Griffith looking dialed in here.
Yeah.
As he comes from King, North Carolina, just outside Winston-Salem. Paul D. Camp Community College.
Hey, Drew, I need an attendance number.
The 0-2. Almost. I thought
Yeah.
we were going to get a called third strike there, but it was just off the plate.
Yeah, you just missed that. Hinks probably exhaled a little bit hearing the call there.
Ford waits on deck. The 1-2 to Hinks. Sprayed foul down the left side, out of play.
The day Drew does some work, then he can decide. 816.
816 people are announced attendance here at CHO Airport Field. Almost used the old name of this ballpark.
The CHO, as some people refer to it as.
That one fouled back again. One and 2, 1 out, nobody on base.
Not have 900 people here. I'm sorry. Maybe more like 716. So I'll split the difference.
Griffith, the sidearm delivery, stays outside 2-2.
We had like 100.
Ball never breaks across the plate here. With that attendance, it's thinned out a bit, but there are the loyal few here who are ride or die Tom Sox fans, ready to move past that batter as Hinks takes one inside looking.
Yep, called third strike there on the inner half. Perfect pitch there by Griffith. And REM had a song called The Sidewinder Sleeps Tonight. Well, it's the Tom Sox offense that has gone to sleep against this Sidewinder here in the 8th. 6-2 ball game.
Yeah, these Strasburg pitchers have really just located, kept the Tom Sox really uncomfortable in the batter's box, whether it's release angle, location, pitch selection. It's really impressive stuff out of this bullpen for Strasburg.
First pitch fouled off by Henry Ford, 0-1. Ford is 0 for 2 today with a walk as he takes a ball just off the outside corner, so it's 1-1.
It's a brain loss, but never forgotten. We were winning more games when he was here. He's gone. The X Factor.
2 away, nobody on here for the Tom Sox in the 8th as that one hit foul off the fists back to the screen. 2 in the first for Strasburg, 1 in the second for the Tom Sox, 1 in the 5th for the Tom Sox, and then that decisive 4-run 6th inning for the Express has us at a 6-2 point. 2-2 the count now as that one misses outside.
Yeah, Ford takes that one outside. Ford's really just looking to avoid allowing Griffith to strike out the side here.
The 2-2 is hit on the ground up the middle, and that's going to sneak through for a base hit. So the Tom Sox finally solve the Strasburg bullpen a little bit and get a 2-out base runner on Henry Ford's first hit of the game. That's hit number 7 for the Tom Sox, and trailing by 4 here in the bottom of the 8th. This is the way to do it as Chris Arroyo is going to come up and pinch hit for David Wiley.
Yeah, Ford there really just able to slow the hands down, make sure he does not allow him to strike out as he reaches first there, and a breath of life. It's not much, but the Tom Sox will take it at this point.
That was the first hit of the game for the Tom Sox since that 5th inning where they scored, where Kyle Edwards had that RBI single to score Calvin Alexander to tie the game at 2 as Arroyo swings at the first pitch, a grass-skimming grounder to the left side, and that's going to get through for a base hit, a seeing eye single. So the pinch hitter does his job, keeps the offense moving, and now you've got a big bat in Calvin Alexander coming to the plate.
Yeah, it's again not the hardest contact from either Ford or Arroyo, but it'll get the job done. It'll put runners on the base paths for a big bat. And now Alexander steps in with the chance to at least cut into this lead a slight amount here with Ford on second, Arroyo on first.
KJ is officially 0 for 1 today. He's been on base twice, and then he reached on an error by the catcher Mitchell Smith on a pop-up that was a mile high. He takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Ford on second, Arroyo on first following the pinch hit single. The 0-1 to KJ Alexander misses outside. Tom Sox trying to get to Logan Griffith here in the 8th. Griffith's team, though, the Express, leads by 4. 1-1 with 2 away. That one hit slowly on the ground off the fists to second base. Gobbled up and over to first. Cade Parker to Reese Woody. And that'll do it for the Tom Sox here in the bottom of the 8th. They strand 2 runners, get a couple of hits, but still trail by 4 as we go to the 9th here on Tom Sox TV. Luke Nagcarney, Jacob Tisdale back with you for inning number 9 here at CHO Airport Field. The Strasburg Express leads 6-2 over the Charlottesville Tom Sox. And Jacob, the Tom Sox just have not been able to string the hits together against Strasburg pitching.
Yeah, they've had traffic on the base paths, just have been unable to convert that through a number of different issues, base running chief among them. But Hayden Smith will take the mound again. Has thrown 2 1/3 so far, sitting at 55 pitches. As was pointed out up in the press box, a slew of doubleheaders coming up for the Tom Sox, so they're looking to get the most they can out of their arms.
He'll face Victor Castillo, the cleanup man, who swings and misses at the first pitch. Castillo has an RBI double to his credit today. Of course, Castillo is a native of Tallahassee, Florida, hometown of rapper T-Pain, among others. Also the hometown of U.S. soccer player, World Cup veteran Julian Green. As the count 1-1. Pitch stays inside, 2-1. Tom Sox will have 9, 1, and 2 due up in the bottom of the 9th of a 4-run deficit. The 2-1, swing and a miss, 2-2.
Smith has settled in since his initial appearance in the, I believe, 6th.
The 2-2 lefty on lefty matchup. That one misses. Full count. Three and 2 the count. First batter of the top of the 9th. Smith fires. That one is hit the opposite way in the air. Foul territory and no play.
And just recurring theme repeatedly here tonight. These Tom Sox relievers are just getting up there in the pitch count. And in each at-bat, the Strasburg Express are making them work for it. Full counts, fouling them off, being diligent up there, and just trying to work Tom Sox as far as they can go.
The 3-2 stays upstairs. Ball 4 and a leadoff walk here in the top of the ninth for the Express as the 5-hole hitter Ben Williams coming to the plate. Williams, one of those rare players who bats right-handed but throws lefty. You see the other way around quite a bit, but not so much this one as Williams fouls the first pitch back.
Takes a bit of coordination to be able to do that.
Now, I'm a left-hander as well, but I batted right-handed just like Ben Williams. And reason for that being I also played tennis, and my backhand was the same way as batting right-handed, so it just kind of felt the same as another foul back to the screen. 0-2. Smith delivers, misses upstairs. 1-2. Still no action in the bullpen for the Tom Sox.
Of course, batting as a right-hander here, will be facing a left-hander. Interesting matchup.
The 1-2 misses inside. And on the lineup card of this game, we have photo evidence of this. They listed Garrett Spikes as the pitcher for the next game tomorrow. I'm not sure if that's actually going to be the case or not, but
listen, as someone who has been working on the securing the lineups for the team, I've seen Spikes there per David Argo 4 consecutive times. Seems to be a little bit of a troll job by head coach Lyndon Coleman. I can say as a media team member, makes it a bit difficult, but you never know. One day might end up actually being the case. We've seen Spikes take the mound here for us.
3-2 count. Ball misses down low, and that's another walk. So consecutive walks to start this inning. You just kind of wonder if Hayden Smith is starting to run out of gas a little bit as Tom Sox are going to send somebody jogging down to the bullpen. And that's Sergio Rivera, so I don't think he's going to warm up and pitch, but first pitch fouled back by Hodges.
As I mentioned, a string of doubleheaders coming up for these Tom Sox, and, that's just arms ready to be exhausted. So, we could see Spikes on the mound, Sergio trotting out there. Not sure of his intentions, but couldn't completely rule it out.
The 0-1 is called a strike over the inner half, 0-2. Runners on first and second. Strasburg nursing a healthy 6-2 lead here in the ninth, and 1-2 now the count as Hodges takes that one upstairs.
That's what Strasburg's been able to do, even down in the count. Just taking those pitches, extending the at-bats as far as they can go.
Look back to second. Now the kick, the delivery, swing and a miss. Strike 3, and there's a bounce back a little bit of sorts for Hayden Smith as he gets Hodges swinging.
That'll be strikeout number 5 for Hayden Smith, matching starter Mike Eggert's total of 5.
Anthony LaSala, the shortstop, digs in, fouls this one high in the air to the right side, and that's going to get out of play as Edwards gives it a look.
Of course, Eggert facing 19 batters through 5 innings. Smith facing 16 through just 2 2/3 here. Remarkably different outings.
Oh, and 1 the count. The kick, the delivery, misses upstairs.
What would it happen if we had someone shoot the
See Victor Castillo out there on second doing a little bit of a shuffle back and forth.
The 1-2 is fouled back by LaSala out of Aliquippa, Pennsylvania.
Send Sue out there, Nico.
Wearing number 12. And he swings and misses. Actually a foul tip, but it's into the mid of Calvin Alexander. And there's 2 away. 2 strikeouts now in a row for Hayden Smith following 2 consecutive walks.
That'll now be his 6th as he becomes the game leader in strikeouts for the Tom Sox.
Sue's probably the only one I would trust. Maybe Spike.
Strong job by KJ back there, able to stand up as that pitch is elevated, secure it off the foul tip.
Now it's Cade Parker, the second baseman.
Sergio has the speed, does not have the strength.
I guess he's earned the nickname Red Leaf Lettuce from this broadcast crew for that hair flowing out of his helmet. Runners go from first and second. Pitch is high, called a ball. Alexander guns it down to second. The runner tries to go back to first to start the rundown, but a diving effort from Bryce Martinez, and he gets the tag down on the runner as he goes to the ground. So that'll get the Tom Sox out of the inning on a caught stealing. And we will go to the bottom of the ninth. Tom Sox with some ground to make up. It's 6-2 Strasburg here on Tom Sox TV. Tom Sox with some work to do here at CHO Airport Field. 6-2 Strasburg in front, as Garrett Spikes will lead things off here in the bottom of the ninth. 9-1-2 due up for the Tom Sox against Logan Griffith, the sidewinding right-hander.
Spikes has been a bit of a spark for the Tom Sox in an otherwise quiet evening. He has 2 hits, 2 for 3, 1 RBI, hitting .310 on the year out of the 9-hole.
Against Griffith, the right-hander. First pitch comes in outside, 1-0.
Dropped down a beautiful bunt as well. Always got to give credit to that.
Yeah, really. He wasn't even trying to make it that nice. It was just that nice anyway. The 1-0 is fouled back. Kyle Edwards on deck. Bryce Martinez will follow him, barring any substitutions from Lyndon Coleman, as the Tom Sox will hit the road for Winchester tomorrow. 1-1 the count. Spikes swings at that one and fouls it out of play down the left side.
Got to give credit to our promotions intern, Sue, on the mic, speaking words of inspiration, hoping they can reach the dugout of the Tom Sox, not just our fans here. Got me ready to run through a brick wall, down 6-2 anyway.
The 1-2 is
Spikes
hit in the air to left field. Coming over, diving, and making a web gem of a catch is Victor Castillo. So in the first inning, he drove in a run. In the ninth inning, he robs Garrett Spikes of extra bases. And, boy, that's just been that kind of night for the Tom Sox tonight, Jacob.
Yeah, listen, rallies are hard enough to come by as it is, but when Strasburg is making plays like that, you're going to have a hard time coming out of a deficit here. And, just an excellent effort from Castillo. As I mentioned, all-around player. Does it with the bat, shows the leather there.
Spikes has put a good bat on the ball each time he's been at the plate. Just 1 hit to show for it. Actually, 2 hits to show for it, as Kyle Edwards takes a strike over the outer half. Tom Sox 5 strikes away from falling to the Express here at home. And now 4 as that one swung on and missed for strike 2.
Edwards with the other RBI in the matchup tonight, 1 for 4.
The 0-2 hit on the ground to second base. 3 hops, vacuumed up, and thrown over to first. Nice play there made by Cade Parker to Woody. 4-3 for the out, and there's 2 away.
Batting for your Tom Sox, number 31, Bryce Martinez.
The Woodstock River Bandits will come to town for the final home game here at Seville Weekly Ballpark, or CHO Airport Field. Gosh. Dating myself on how long I've been doing these games.
No free ads here.
Plugola, not the name of the game here. Bryce Martinez, the last hope for the Tom Sox. He squares around to bunt, drops one down, third base side, fielded, thrown over to first, not in time. Good job there by Reese Woody to keep the ball throw from getting away. It was a good job there fielding it by Logan Griffith, but Bryce Martinez reaches with a bunt single to keep things alive, and the journey of 1,000 miles begins with but a single step as Aiden Teal comes to the plate.
That's really unorthodox. 2 outs, down 4, bottom of the 9th. No one's thinking bunt. Maybe Martinez sees something there in the defensive alignment, and he's aided by wonderful placement. He's able to just drop that down the line. Strong effort from Strasburg's defense, but able to leg it out, and that will bring up Teal.
Aiden Teal has struck out 3 times tonight and hit into a fielder's choice as he takes a strike at the knees.
No better time than now to break out of that, though.
Tom Sox have out-hit the Express 9-6 tonight. Strasburg's made 2 errors to the Tom Sox 1 as Teal can't catch up to that one. It's 0-2. Runner on first, 2 away. Strasburg up 6-2. Looking to take this one here at CHO Airport Field. Griffith looks over to first. Now he comes set at the belt. The kick, the delivery, that one misses inside, 1-2. Bryce Martinez on first, courtesy of a bunt single with 2 outs. Nathan Fink would be next if the Tom Sox can get him up there. The 1-2. Called third strike, and this game belongs to the Strasburg Express. 6-2. They come in with a 4-run 6th inning, and that's the difference tonight as they beat the Tom Sox here at CHO Airport Field. Tough one tonight for the Sox, who, as I said a minute ago, Jacob, out-hit the Strasburg Express, but just couldn't place them in the right spots and get the rally strung together, and that 6th inning really just was the difference tonight.
Yeah, there's tough breaks in the 6th inning, but again, there's also the base running of the Tom Sox there. Just a couple of, we out-hit them. We had traffic on the base paths, but it doesn't matter if they're out there. It matters about bringing them in, and the Tom Sox ultimately unable to do that tonight as they fall 6-2. And with that loss, Strasburg pulls its way into the 2nd position with the Tom Sox. They are now tied for the 2nd seed in the Valley Baseball League, with the playoffs looming.
So still a lot to shake out in this final week-ish of the regular season here in the Valley Baseball League. Our final line score tonight, Strasburg 6 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. Charlottesville 2 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, as the Express shake hands on the field, and they've taken this one by a 4-run margin. Tom Sox will hit the road and play in Winchester tomorrow as they will look to regain that 2nd place spot after Strasburg ties it up in the standings tonight. That's all we've got for you for tonight from CHO Airport Field. For Jacob Tisdale, my name is Luke Nad Carney. We'll talk to you next time on Tom Sox TV.